Hey guys, Mr. O'Leary here. I hope you had a really good first day of remote learning yesterday, that you managed to get what you needed to do done, and that you're making yourself a bit of a routine. So this is lesson 2 for writing, and today we're going to do a little bit of a quick write, and we're going to practice and revise a few things that we've been learning at school recently. So our learning focus is to use similes in our writing. So I know that we got it right into that a couple of weeks ago, and we found a lot in our reading, and we also practice writing them. So they're the kind of comparisons that you can make when you're writing. So you might say that you are happy like a sunflower, or you might do an as. So you compare, that person's smile was as wide as a bridge, something like that. So those kind of comparisons that we make when we write, and they're really effective because they make our writing really interesting and really kind of fun to read, I reckon. I actually really enjoy writing them. So what you're going to do today is you're going to go onto Pobble 365, and this is the one that I chose to write about today, which was image of a guy sort of running underneath water. Looked like he was in the Olympics. It kind of inspired me to write, but you choose whatever photos you want. So you can remember that you can flick through and have a look at some of the other photos. That's really quite a cool one, that one there. And just have a look and decide, all right, which one works well for me. Don't forget to go down, have a look at the story starter, which I didn't actually do with my one, but maybe that's something that you want to have a look. It's a good way to get yourself writing. So then what you're going to do is you're going to set yourself a timer, 15 minutes. So we're only writing for about 20 minutes. And so 15 minutes of it will be just writing time. And you're going to try to put in some similes, as many as you can, into your writing. So I wrote a pretty short little piece here. I reckon you could write more than this. And I just tried to write using similes as much as I could. So I'll read it to you. It says, "It felt like I was running underwater in flippers. Each hurdle strained the tiny fibers of every muscle in my body. I was as tired as a brand new preppy after he or she's first day of school. But I was determined as my puppy is to dig itself out of my backyard and escape to freedom." So I tried to use as many similes as I could, and I think I've actually got that's one sentence. This is two. I've got a short sentence there, so a simple sentence, and then another sentence there. So I've got 4 sentences, and 3 of them are similes. All right. You probably might write a little bit longer than this, and maybe include a little bit more in your 15 minutes. But if you could get 3 similes in, you'll be looking really good. What I want you to do at the end is like a little extra. So after you've done your 15 minutes, your last 5 minutes will be get out those texters again, and I'm just getting mine. So the red and the yellow, the blue and the green, and you're going to think about VCOP, and you're going to go through and see how you went with your VCOP. So I started with blue, and I had a look at the openers, and I realized that I'd used "it felt," I was as tired as, but I was. So they're all the openers that I used at the start of the paragraphs. I probably could have looked at each sentence as well. And I realized, well, I'm using quite a few different ones, so I'm pretty happy with my openers at the moment. Then I went to the green punctuation, and I'd used some capitals, I'd used some brackets, full stops, apostrophes, exclamation marks, and an ellipsis. So I'm really happy with my punctuation. I'm giving that a glow. Next one was the yellow, which is for vocab. And I've got strained, fibers, brand, escape to freedom. So down the bottom, I thought the escape to freedom was a good phrase that I used. So I'm happy with that as well. Then I had my red, which is our focus for the week, connectives. And I looked through, and I realized I only used one connective, and that was at the end, and it was "and." which is kind of a simple connective to use as well. And I sort of thought to myself, why was that? And I think what it was is that I used mostly shorter sentences. So I didn't have to use many connectives. So that tells me that I need to vary my sentences and I need to get some more complex sentences in that we talked about a bit. And we're going to talk about in one of our lessons in the next week or so. So have a think about it and think about some glows and a grow that you can give yourself and try to be reflective on your writing. All right, guys, thank you.